Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Well, I love birds. Oh, here he is. I can kind of see him through here. They have been transformational in my life.
You have to find the route, and that's sort of one of the mental challenges that makes the sport really cool.
We stack them in a sort of a pyramid formation, and it gives a solid surface for that new oyster reef.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
Like a look, I think. Oh, I think there's one circling around now. Oh, so it's a young bird. Look for the eyes. The eyes are not white yet. Oh, here he is. I can kind of see him through here. Well, I love birds. Oh, here's a kingbird flying. They have been transformational in my life. You have to come up here, Ellen, probably to see it. There it goes right there. I don't know what it was about birds, but it's like, I just decided that, okay, you got to let your passion show fully. They don't understand how fast my bird walks progress.
Once we took Sheila's class, we just turned into avid birders in, gosh, 2 months. I'm trying to learn how to make that little sound she makes. I can't remember what they call it.
That's called pishing.
It's like she brings the birds out of the bush when she does that.
She is very good with young birders and beginner birders. That patience really lets her listen to them and help convey some of her passion about birds and conservation.
It's a mated pair.
They're important enough to secure their future. It's important enough that I engage other people in working toward that future also.
Here we go. Oh!
So most people think when they hear the term crime analyst, they think, oh, it's just like CSI, right?
And make sure that the data was all verified.
But it's actually not the forensic stuff. This is a case that's a murder case.
Because you can see around the murder location there aren't.
We are the people at APD who are analyzing data, trying to help prevent crime or solve crime or mitigate crime.
Well, I'm not familiar with birding, but I'll tell you what makes a good crime analyst and how I think it would relate to birding is Sheila's ability to go down the rat hole, so to speak. Her attention to detail and her tenacity and researching those types of things is what makes her a great crime analyst and probably what makes her a good birding person.
And so we're here tonight waiting for the martins to come in.
They're starting to come in like right now.
Travis Audubon has been holding purple martin parties for quite a few years now.
It's amazing.
Not only were our eyes opened, but also hearing things that we've never heard before.
It's like a hurricane of birds.
They'll go, oh my God, there's birds everywhere. And I'm going, yes, there's birds everywhere. So it's opening their eyes and ears to what's been around them this whole time. So yeah, super cool. Just like, it's just heaven.
It gives you so many opportunities to travel and see beautiful places.
It definitely pushes your limits and it's just thrilling.
I've always been kind of an outdoors person.
So it's a way for me to just like have an excuse to come outside a lot and hang out with friends at the same time. You need other people, but at the same time, it's a very individual sport. I enjoy rock climbing because it's really just you and the rock. So it's very meditative in that sense.
I'm Will Butcher.
I'm Christina Nguyen.
I'm Zephyr Suerte Lutz Carrillo, and I'm a member of the UT rock climbing team.
Almost done, man. Keep it up. I'm John Myrick, the head coach of Texas Rock Climbing, the climbing team at the University of Texas. Finish it. Get that foot up there, man. Come on. One more, man. One more. Let's go. Nice. Good job, man. Collegiate climbing didn't exist until 2008 when I started the pilot series here in Texas. And in 2009, the nationwide Collegiate Climbing Series was born. Growing up climbing, it was always kind of a dream of mine to see it one day become a college sport. And now there's over 800 members and over 160 schools involved. So it's grown quite a bit in the first 5 years or so.
Coach is very enthusiastic about training.
We're gonna just break up into 2 lines and do some rotations on the fingerboard. Time. All right, pull up and hold it. You gotta pull up and then hold your body weight 20 seconds. And they're doing it from their fingertips.
Check it out.
Come on, 2 more seconds. If I don't produce hard enough workouts for them, they'll complain. I've got to beat them down or they're not satisfied.
He wants to win. He wants us to win the national championship every year. So he makes sure to ride us effectively.
Let's go, Zephyr. Get back on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Bring it to him.
I like to do well, and I like to see my team do well. So when we train, I like to push people, and I like to be pushed as well.
Close. Good practice today, everybody. We've got 3 comps left to achieve our first goal, regional championships. We just got to keep working hard and go out there and take it, all right? Yep. On 3, ready?
1, 2, 3, fast!
In a competition, there's a lot going on.
Cramming like 120 people in the gym. It's definitely chaotic.
What are you doing? That first, the blue and white.
You're continually talking with your teammates. You've got a limited amount of time, so you have to manage your time well.
We'll have 4 hours to do our top 5 problems. I need to warm up on some easy routes, but it's really busy right now. If I fail on a climb, then I want to get back on it as soon as possible. Try and figure out what I did wrong. With the climbing competition, you have to go to the back of the line and wait. So it's hard to stay warmed up, for me at least. My left foot slipped off and I came down. So we'll go ahead and try it again.
Come on, man. I don't know if it was or not. You've got this hold above it, too.
You get to know the people that you're competing with from other schools and get to be friends with those people. So the competitive rock climbing community is a lot more friendly than you might see in a lot of other sports.
That yellow one? Yeah. I can't get 4 in there.
No, there's no way.
You're not competing against any other person.
Nice.
So we typically root for each other. And I mean, you want to see everyone succeed.
Whenever you see your teammate on the wall, just cheering them on, because that really is what helps them get to the top.
There you go.
You push a little further and maybe it's to the top, maybe it's not, but you definitely get like a second win by them cheering you on and having your back.
Didn't have a great day sport climbing.
Come on!
I ended up failing on a couple routes that I would like to have sent.
Right.
Was I anywhere close to what other people were doing?
No.
So I did okay.
We're gonna do our best to stay at the top. That's our goal.
Beautiful day out.
To be outdoors and climb on real rock.
Head straight up there.
I think it's what most people really enjoy about climbing. Enchanted Rock is great. It's a beautiful place and the climbing is really fun.
This is the Enchanted Rock Climbers Guide. Since I haven't been climbing for as long as a lot of the other people on the team, speed climbing was easier for me to get better at because it's less technical. It was a niche that I could get into and help out the team.
Ready, attention, go.
It's always a fun time with Zephyr, for sure.
His excitement for the sport and his zeal rubs off on everybody.
He works really hard and gets people psyched.
Whew. That was fun. Take. Lower. You got it, Will. You got it. Breathe. Stick with it. There you go.
I've been climbing since I was 9 years old.
There you go.
And I just got hooked right away. As someone who's been climbing and competing forever, it's been a huge part of my life.
Trust your toes.
It's a little bit tenuous. I've been really happy that I could continue competing and training in a team environment.
Awesome.
And just having a really fun group of friends.
Okay, you got me?
I went into the national championship thinking, as a senior, that this was going to be my last year, and I wanted to really make it count.
UT won the national championship in 2012 and 13. So this year we're going for a three-peat.
It's amazing what a group of people can accomplish when everyone has a single-minded focus.
We had the championship in Florida for speed climbing. I ended up getting fourth, which is pretty good. So I was able to help out the team.
At Nationals, I placed fourth in the sport climbing category.
I came in first in sport climbing. It was really exciting. The team did really well.
Our UT climbing team won the national championship this year.
Hey, you back there in the back, make sure you're clear.
Every national championship, they light up the tower orange, and it's awesome seeing the towers lit orange for us.
Here we go.
Good. Squeeze again. So I taught PE and biology and health. Now you know how hard it is for the spider to make her web, don't you? And I decided I didn't want to be inside any longer. I like being outside. And I think this is the perfect fit for me. I'm hoping that the kids have as much fun as I have. The spider in the web. It's not what we know, it's how we think about nature. The spider in the web. ProjectWILD provides the curriculum for that. Growing Up Wild provides the curriculum for that. I use it almost every day.
ProjectWILD is professional development for educators to help them teach about wildlife and wildlife issues. On any given Saturday, somebody in Texas is probably getting trained in ProjectWILD.
I'm trying to wake you up. Heads up. Where's your thumb? Water. Yay.
And there are hundreds of facilitators who are certified to conduct those trainings pretty much anywhere.
Is there more water than land? In the workshop, They get a book and the teachers learn how to teach the children.
What you're gonna do is teach this to the rest of us and have us participate like we're the students. I've done every single one of these with the kids in this book.
The ProjectWILD activities are experience-based. Regardless of the level of your students, everyone in the class will have shared the same experience with the content, and then the teacher has something to work from.
1, 2, 3.
The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, ate the fish on the mountain, and the fish they could eat.
When you attend a Texas Parks and Wildlife ProjectWILD workshop, you receive it from a facilitator who is local to your area and resources that are pertinent for that area.
The really tiny things that you end up finding the most interest and the most detail. You get real lucky, you might hit a snake.
They know what the issues in their area are, and they're going to make the workshop most relevant for their audience at their site.
Our old friend mountain cedar, it's the male that puffs out that yellow pollen that's giving you those allergy problems. This program helps people overcome some maybe preconceived notions of icky bugs and things like that. Check it out, watch.
Oh, ew.
That red is used as a dye, still to this day. There's a lot of visual activity, so this appeals to so many different children and the way that they learn. Having lessons that are using the outdoors to teach, it can't be beat. The goal or the struggle or the challenge as a prey is to get over to the end, grab some food, and get back to shelter and not get eaten by the predator. We're playing about a 5-minute round. You should only take 1 token of food at a time.
The thing that makes ProjectWILD workshops different is that you actually do the activities as if you were a kid. They demonstrate with the participants how to do the activities.
30 seconds.
And discuss from a teacher's perspective how you would use them and what the advantages and disadvantages of some of the strategies are and that sort of thing.
So this ProjectWILD training today was designed to educate educators. This all-day shop gave them some ideas and some tools to pass these nature-based messages on to their students.
Class, class, class. Thank you for getting quiet. We are going to be talking about and doing a game about predators and prey. In the thicket is a great lesson to teach predator-prey relationship. Raise your hand and remind me, what is a predator? As well as how animals adapt to their surroundings to deal with predator-prey situations. And that's fun because it's very active. And they get to be the predator and prey, and they get to experience it. Come here, predator. I'm gonna take her all the way over here. She is going to turn around, and she's gonna look for all her prey. If she sees you and she calls your name, you have to come with her. You're gonna be a predator too. They will hide in our garden space, but still have to have their eye on the predator. And go, 1, 2, 3. And we'll discuss why you want your eye on the predator. Just so they can say, how close can you get to the predator without being noticed because you've adapted to the environment. 18, 19, 20. Now, who can you see? Call out their names.
Tommy, I saw you, Donna.
Usually I have one idea I want them to take away from it. You know, big idea. But the other thing I want them to understand for it is learning doesn't happen in the classroom. Learning happens everywhere. Every space they're in, every experience they're having is a learning experience.
Max, I saw you.
Come on up, Max. And then we'll deconstruct it and figure out what worked and get their opinions. What was the easiest thing for you to spot somebody?
I mean, what we want to do is help children grow up into adults who can think about the wildlife and their habitats. It would be nice if some of them grew up to be wildlife biologists, but really we would just like everyday people to just kind of get it.
They can be flame grilled or fresh from the bay. Folks love their oysters. But what to do with these oyster shells after dinner? Well, there's another place besides the trash.
What we're doing is helping to return oyster shells back to the bay. Oyster shells are a very easy resource to recapture from the restaurants. So why not grab those shells and put them out in the bay?
In Galveston, a hands-on oyster shell recycling program is underway. Tons and tons of old oyster shells are on their way to a new home. But to tell this tale, we need to back up a little bit. It's recycling day, and Tukey's Seafood is stop number 1.
If the restaurants buy in on it, and the restaurants then influence their staff to really be a part of it, it makes our job so much easier. Their servers, their busboys, their back of the house is taking all those shells, recycling them, putting them in the bins for us. So that way we can come by every week to collect the shells.
We began oyster shell recycling in response to the damage to the oyster reefs in Galveston Bay after Hurricane Ike destroyed nearly 60% of the bay's reefs. So the Galveston Bay Foundation's mission is to return as many shells to the bay as possible to provide new oyster habitat.
We then leave the shells out and they cure in the sun for 6 months. This pile here has been collected for about a year, so in a year's time, this is some of the shell we've collected. It's gonna sit here for a little bit longer to be fully cured, and then we can actually go put it back out in the bay, and that's ultimately the goal.
You're taking it out of its natural environment to eat it, you might as well return what you can to the sea. I mean, if you want to keep eating oysters in the future, it's a good idea.
We get to come out here and rebuild reefs, do good work to help the environment. I don't know, it's really rewarding.
Now we've got these 30-pound bags that can then be floated out to our reef site and then used to build. We stack them in a sort of a pyramid formation, and it gives a solid surface for that new oyster reef to begin to grow.
We've already seen an abundance of oyster growth on these recycled shells, so it's definitely working. This guy here is pretty unique. You see on the tip here, there's a brand new baby oyster that's growing. You can really see the old shell here and the new oyster growth.
While the increase in oysters is great, a year's worth of mud and muck means new marsh grasses can be planted.
So this site in particular was seeing a lot of erosion. Our goal is to get that marsh back.
The reefs have been in place for a couple years. We've got some of that sediment accumulated, and we're going to be planting smooth cordgrass behind that reef, in between the reef and the shoreline, to help establish that new marsh habitat.
And while the reef restoration project will bring much needed habitat to this small stretch of Galveston Bay, the hope is to keep this recycling idea going, to improve bays all along the Texas coast.
And ultimately, these reefs provide that shoreline protection. We need that support, that buildup of oyster reefs on the bay bottom and along our shorelines to better the bay as a whole.